And it's preparing to stream.
Okay, so the meeting has been streamed. Got it.
And just, yeah, we'll smile. Wow. So Helen, we're on. Can you see?
Yes,
Hold
I can
on.
see. I can only see me. I can see your picture, your profile.
So we are figuring this out.
We're just learning as we go along. Perfect. Now you're back on.
Now we're back on. And so if this goes live onto Facebook, no, it's going live onto YouTube. So I'm actually going to see here, am I live on YouTube on my channel? So this is not about perfection. And I want to say this here. My name is Shirley Tutty, and I have the beautiful Helen Rosny with me. And when we look at the set of tools we're going to talk about today and consciousness, it's not about perfection and getting it right. It's about having fun and being conscious in every moment and choosing something greater. So we could be here perfecting and having a very polished video going out on YouTube. However, we chose to just have fun, have a little play. And I'm just going to double check, are we on here now? Helen, have you anything to say there before we get into what the bars are actually about?
Yeah, well, really, I suppose, Shirley, when we're talking about consciousness, it's just about showing up and not having everything perfect, because when you're doing everything perfect, you'll never get to actually do it. So it's just about trial and error and going for it. And that's what, you know, Access and the bars is about. It's not always about getting everything in perfection.
And I love that. And that's why I love it, Helen, because otherwise you could be here or doing something. And what happens is that's a stop energy, because it puts up all these points of view. We get into our head and all of a sudden it's locked and blocked and we separate from our creation. And the bars is all around creation. So I'm going to just start and say that the bars are these set of amazing tools that Helen has been using for probably 8 years. Am I correct, Helen?
Yeah, 8 or 9 years, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, wow. And probably me the same, I think in 2011. So that's about 10 years as well, starting to dabble in them. So this body of work comes from Gary Douglas, and he's the creator of Access Consciousness. And then Dane here co-facilitates with him on many different classes. And what we're here to talk about today is just the bars. And people, especially in Ireland, will go like, what's that? Somewhere you go to drink? The bar. And they're actually a set of bars that run across the head, all around the head in points, but that connect in bars. And when we place our hands on the head, Helen, isn't it that they diffuse, and these energies diffuse? So our points of view that we have related to sexuality, sex, money, control, creativity, aging, all of that and more get implanted into our brain. And what we do is we just gently and lightly place our hands on the bar. It could be money, control, and creativity. And then the energy gets diffused. And there's more space in the body and the brain and the head.
And it's a little bit like defragging your computer. It's actually clearing away all the stuck energy that allows for so much more to happen in your life. Because stuck energy will actually keep you stuck, and all those points of view as well. And all of them, they all have electrical charge. So when you actually hold those points, you dissipate the energy in those points. So it can actually roll back the energy, stuck energy going back 5,000-10,000 years, from other lifetimes and everything as well. So it's really just about dissipating the energy, creating more space, allowing for things to flow better in your life, and just opening your life up, really.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, I love it. And open it up to change. And so we've enough points of view and crap from this life, no mind then thinking, if you're here and you believe in reincarnation or in different lifetimes, maybe you don't, and that's okay. Never take what we say here as truth. Go, and this is the bit about Access, is go ask yourself the questions and go with what's resonant in your own heart. However, all I know is that this is like bringing a computer to like a laboratory or lab tech here in Galway and getting it absolutely defragged, and then all the malware, the viruses, and the speed at which that computer program actually starts to go is so fast. And that's what happens. Our brains are like hardware, so we remove all that crap, the malware, the viruses in 1 bar session, and it just starts to give so much space. And how we carry out a bar session is you come on a 1-to-1, and the facilitator or practitioner puts their hands on your head and fully clothed. All of that is very non-invasive. It's all on the head, really. There's a point on the hands and there's a point on the feet. However, it's so non-invasive, very light touch, and it takes 60 minutes to 90 minutes, depending on who's on the bed. And how much change you'll have depends on you and what you would like to allow in your life. And then we have the clearing statement, which, Helen, would you like to say what the clearing statement is?
Well, the clearing statement is actually nearly like a magic wand. When we're doing an Access Bar session, and sometimes not even when we're doing a session, even apart from that, sometimes when we're in the company of somebody else, we ask questions. And when you always ask a question, you bring up the energy. So when you're actually bringing up the energy, you're clearing the energy. So if you ask a question, you know, what would it take to change my life? You're actually bringing up the energy, and it's coming up for to dissipate all the stuck energy. So that's why even during a bar session, sometimes if somebody asks a question, it's very good for removing all that. But the clearing statement is, it's like a magic wand. It just kind of goes in underneath and takes away all that, I suppose, heavy debris and stuck energy. You know, and it says, it's all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And that's one of the mantras we use. But also the clearing statement is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And that kind of goes back to the creation and the stuck point of view, wherever the stuck point of view started from.
Brilliant. Yeah, because that's I suppose Jane here does if someone wants to go and check it, it's www.theclearingstatement.com, and you get 7 minutes of Jane explaining it. But as Helen said, so lovely, it's like a magic wand, and it just goes in underneath all those stuck points of view, so that you just literally, it's like flicking the magic wand, saying it, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds, and then that clears all the points of view you had ever formed about whatever that point of view it is in your head. And it really does work. Again, I suppose consciousness is moving so fast, Helen. We're moving so fast.
Very fast
at times. Yeah, we don't have time sometimes to peel back the onion layer and take hours and years to get to a particular point anymore. It's like the speed of space. So that clearing statement helps that. And the bars just clear so much. And as Helen said, the mantra of Access is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, because most people can choose pain, suffering, and gory, and we know that's not very much fun because that's very sticky, and we go into trauma and drama, and there's no wrongness in this. It's just where we're choosing to function from more space, more allowance, more choice, and less drama. It's not that things don't come up anymore. It's just one functions from a different space, and things don't just get caught in the body field. One has much more allowance, and it's so much fun. So I just want to say that I'm doing a lot more bars. I'm choosing it in my life because I wish to bring this body of work to other people. Helen and I do a lot of work together, and we have great fun. And there's others like Sue Cotter and a whole range of people that we play with and have fun. However, for this channel and for here, you're going to see and hear a lot more of me with different people and speaking about the Access bars, consciousness, awareness. How do we work with whatever shows up in our life, the art of the question, living in the question, because that was it, Helen. The question opens up the reality, as you said, ask the question, and an answer concludes, and we want to open up the reality of space and the universe to all like these infinite possibilities. So we conclude our reality, it's going to be like this because it's quantum and the molecules are all floating and dancing. Your observation and thought will make that happen. That's how That's how friggin' awesome we are. But what happens is we're not realizing we're creating everything through our thought. So therefore, we if we ask questions around a situation, well, what else is possible with that situation? You're not concluding and only one set of circumstances can show up. You're actually opening up this possibility to allow a lot more to show up. And that's the fun of bars and the space we be in. And so I'm going to have some more classes coming up. You can do a full day, and I'll talk about that again, a certified course. So Helen has sessions in bars. She does one-to-ones, and I have one-to-ones, and then some certified courses coming up in Galway, Hollywood and Wicklow, and Derry, London Derry, in the next, say, 3 weeks. So, and I'll be sharing more as well. So Helen, have you anything else to say?
I would just say that you're based in Galway for your one-to-ones as well, or wherever. And I'm based in Athlone here. But I know since I actually did the bars, and I didn't even know what I was going to do the first day I went off to do them, but they shifted so much for me that I couldn't even explain it coming home. I didn't even know how I got home from the class. I just felt so different, and they've been changing my life every day since. And that's going back, as you said, 9 years ago. And space and things just turn up, things happen in your life. As you talked about the question there, and if you've decided the answer, then nothing else can show up. But if you stay in the question, what else is possible here? You can actually, there's a lot more stuff that can show up. And I mean, I've used it for selling houses, and there's no way that you could actually plan on how the logistics all worked out and who bought the house and the speed it all moved at. I've used it with my own children for study, for exams. I've used it myself when you get that headache and you get that stress feeling, get your bars run, swap a session with somebody. And even when you're gifting a session and receiving a session, even if I'm doing a session, let's say with you, Shirley, I'm also receiving a session. Or if Shirley's doing a session on me, she's also receiving a session. So, it's a gifting and receiving from the session. But they just create so much magic in your life, and just so much change in all areas of your life. And like, they can be used around money, relationships, food, stress for exams, anything like that. It's just clearing the whole stuck points of view out. And when you clear the stuck points of view, anything can show up in your life. And I
love it.
It was certainly the best money that I ever spent, Shirley. So having the classes and everything, it's just fantastic. And then having shares and whatever after as well.
Yeah, and I love it. It's so much fun. This is what I get. I love, there's loads of different bodies of work. However, this one is always about following the energy of yourself, always following your knowing, because this world wants to make us wrong and incorrect. And if we just follow our own knowing, our own energetic being, our own awareness, nothing we choose can really badly, inverted commas, badly, but really affect us in such a way to turn us into spirals and into, all that kind of negative connotations of trauma and drama, because we're choosing all the time for ourselves in increments. And it just gives so much more joy than just other ways of functioning and kind of more denser ways of functioning and making yourself wrong and going back over the past. And it's just like, okay, did I choose that? Not the best choice. What can I choose greater the next time? So you're going to learn a lot more in this channel all around the art of living in the question and all of that. So Helen, thank you very much. This has been so much fun. I'm actually really looking forward to going on to my YouTube channel and seeing this actually show up in YouTube. And guess what? It's perfect. And if it did, woo! And if not, we'll just do it again. However, thank you everyone who's listening. I'm going to share this out on my Facebook page, and I'm probably at like 10 subscribers because I'm only really getting into using my YouTube channel now. So thank you very much, Helen, and thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye for now. Bye.